Alright, so I figured as long as I was putting together the solutions and the key for this, I may as well talk you through it as well. That way, if you want video help, you have that in addition to the written key. So here we've got triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE. What is X, the distance across the lake from point B to point C? Now, the thing about similar triangles is that when triangles are similar, you can write a proportion that relates the sides of one triangle to the sides of another triangle. So what this is saying is, since AED and ABC are similar, then what that means is I can take this bottom leg of ADE and I can set that with a proportion over the 15, which is the vertical side there. Okay, so I can take the 20, which is the base of the small, and then I can put that over the 15, which is the height of the small. Okay, so now I can do the same thing for the big triangle, and so I can set it up as a proportion. So the base of the big triangle is all of this, and so that would be a total of 60 feet. And then the height of the big triangle is this right here, which is X. Now from there I can actually solve. I can cross multiply, which will be 20x equals 15 times 60. And so then I can go 15 times 60. So 900. So 20x equals 900. Divide both sides by 20, and I get x equals 45 feet. Now, I didn't necessarily have to define x here because it was already here, but if you want x equals, well, it already has that, the distance across the lake, so height of big triangle. Okay? And I will try to do that on each of these questions since that's what I asked you guys to do. Alright, let's go ahead and look at the next one. A book bag is on sale for $19.05, down from the original price of $25.40. By what percent has the book bag been marked down? Okay, so here we've got an initial amount, or original amount, which was $25.40. We have the final amount, which was $19.05, and it's asking for the percent change. So I'm going to make that my X. That's what it's asking for. By what percent has the book bag been marked down? So the percent change is X. I've defined it right there. So now we're going to use our equation, since I know that it's a percent change that I'm looking for. So I'll go minus original over original equals the percent change over 100, because the original amount is 100%. So there we should be able to just put everything together. We'll go 19.05 minus 25.40 all over the original price, which was $25.40, and that will equal our X over 100. So we should be able to cross multiply and solve. I'm going to go ahead and do that. 19.05 minus the 25.40. So I get negative 6.35, which will then be cross multiplied by that 100. So that will be negative 635 equals 2540 times X. Now, you may notice that this number is negative. Well, that should make sense, and we should be eventually getting a negative answer, because I'm going to divide both sides by 2540, which is negative 25. So negative 25 equals X, which means that there is a 25% decrease. Okay, now don't freak out about the fact that you got a negative answer. That should be okay. That should make sense, because the final amount was less than the original amount. And so yes, when you subtract, you'll get a negative. That means a percent decrease. Now, what this also means is in problems, when we are given a percentage decrease or a percentage change that is negative, you should then write it in here as a negative percentage. And so, for example, if I wanted to check this question, I would do 19.05 minus 2540 over 2540 equals negative 25 over 100. And then I would cross multiply and check, or I could just type those into my calculator and make sure they both give me the same thing. All right? So hopefully that makes sense. Pay attention to that negative. It will be important. All right, let's look at number 3. A museum has scale models representing different time periods in history. A scale in which 1 inch in the model represents 2 feet. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down so that I don't forget it, because I always forget stuff like that. So 1 inch in the model equals 2 feet in the actual object. Okay? The museum sculptor wants to build a model of a 21-foot tall tree for one of the exhibits. So you can tell here that we have two different situations. When you have one situation that's being compared to a ratio with a second equation, then, or there's some type of conversion factor, then we know that we're looking at a proportion. Okay, and so I know already that this is not a percent change because there's no percents there. We're not changing or decreasing by a percent. So we're just going to set it up as a normal percent. And so I'm going to put 1 inch over 2 feet. Okay, so the top here is my model, and this is the actual. All right, now the other information given to me is that I've got a 21-foot tall tree. And so therefore, the model of the tree, that would be x. So x equals height of model tree. Okay, so now we should be able to solve. We cross multiply, we get 2x equals 21, and then we divide both sides by 2, and x equals 10.5 inches. Now, because these were both in feet, these should both be in inches. Don't freak out about the fact that we're multiplying inches by feet, because that just gives you inches feet, inches times feet. Then we're going to divide by the feet later when we divide by the 2, and the feet are actually going to cancel out, leaving us with inches. So that's kind of how the units work. All right, let's go ahead and we will do one more on this video, and then I'll switch you over to a new video. All right, a movie matinee ticket at a local theater costs 20% less than the regular price. If a movie matinee ticket costs $5, what is the regular price? So we have the regular price. The regular price is going to be our original. Now, after a 20% discount, we get the matinee ticket. So the final, or the matinee, is $5. Okay, and then we know that the percent change is 20% less. Now, 20% less means that we need it to be a negative 20. All right, so once we go into this, we can go final minus original over original equals the percent change. Now, technically, this should be the change in percent over 100%. So we should be able to just plug those numbers in. Now, the original is going to be x, so x equals the original cost, okay, before the 20% discount. So we'll go x minus 5 over, oh, sorry, just kidding. Oh, I forget, that doesn't work on here, does it? Okay, we'll just erase that. Okay, so we'll go 5 minus the original over the original equals the percent change, which was negative 20 over 100. Okay, from there we can solve. We'll have negative 20x equals 100 times 5. Well, okay, I'm going to write it out because I've asked you guys to do it. So 5 minus x. And so from there, we've got negative 20x equals 500 minus 100x. Add 100x to both sides. and we've got 80x equals 500. Divide both sides by 80, and we've got 500 divided by 80, which is 6.25. So x equals 6.25. Now, there's my units, the dollars, and I've already designated that 6.25 is the original cost. So therefore, the original cost is $6.25. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause this one. If you want help with 5 through 8, look at the next video, and if you want 9 through 12, you can look at the final one. Cheers.